You know, it's no secret that this time of year can be hard for people for all kinds of reasons. Loneliness, expectations, family dynamics, old memories you thought you'd outgrown, and sometimes just plain overwhelm. And lately, I've noticed something else popping up everywhere that isn't exactly conducive to the holiday spirit, and maybe you've seen it too. And that's estrangement, no contact, cutting ties, walking away from family or friends. It's suddenly become a thing, a trend, a movement, a talking point on TikTok and YouTube. And I keep thinking, when the heck did this become trendy? Because for me, it isn't a trend, it's a wound. Hi friends, welcome back to Rambling Ruth, where we talk about life, family, and the complicated feelings we all pretend not to have until they bubble up in line at Starbucks. If you're returning, welcome back. If you're new, I'll apologize in advance because today's video is a little more vulnerable than usual. But I think some of you will understand this because a lot of us carry these stories painfully and quietly. I had a challenging childhood. My parents weren't the best parents. Did they do the best they could? Probably. I mean, honestly, most of us do. I wasn't a perfect parent either. I guarantee my kids could absolutely list things I could have done better, and they wouldn't be wrong. I have my own list of things I could have done or wish I had done better. We're human. We try, we fall short, and here's the thing. If anyone ever had reason to go no contact, it might have been me. But cutting my parents off completely, man, that never sat right with me. It just didn't feel like the right thing to do. So instead, I learned boundaries, real ones, the kind you put in place to survive, not to punish. I'd visit my father once a month on a Sunday morning for 2 hours because that was the safest window before he started drinking. And you wanted to leave before he started drinking. And with my mother, same thing. Distance, limits, emotional guardrails. Not because I didn't love them, but because I had to protect myself. But here's what made everything harder. Someone chose estrangement. I didn't. My mother chose it for me. Not because of a big blow up or some dramatic betrayal, but because she believed I had done something to her that was not true. And she never spoke to me again. And believe me when I say there is no way to prepare yourself for that kind of rejection. When your own mother says, I don't want you in my life, it hits you in a place you don't even have words for. It makes you wonder, if my own mother doesn't love me, does anyone? I mean, that's a form of grief nobody teaches you how to navigate. She passed away 2 years ago, and I thought grief would look a certain way, maybe a release of pain. But the truth is, I was grieving long before she died. I was grieving the mother I wished I'd had, the version of our relationship that only existed in my imagination. Estrangement is messy. It's unfair. It lingers because there's never any closure. It's quiet, brutal, confusing, and unbelievably lonely. So when I see no contact tossed around like a self-care challenge, I try not to judge because everyone's pain is real. But I feel this little ache because for me, estrangement wasn't empowerment. It wasn't liberation. It wasn't a choice. It was heartbreak. And it makes me wonder, are we starting to treat relationships as disposable? Has it become easier to throw something away than to try to repair it? I mean, I do understand not every relationship can be repaired. Not every story gets a happy ending. And sometimes healing doesn't come from fixing what was broken. Sometimes it comes from accepting what can't or won't change. And that's where my healing began. I mean, healing didn't come from answers or apologies or understanding. I mean, I didn't have that option. It came from accepting that I will never know why she believed what she did, and realizing I don't need her acknowledgement to build a life that feels peaceful. The door she closed doesn't have to stay closed inside of me. Forgiveness is complicated. It's not forgetting. It's not excusing. It doesn't repair what was damaged or lost. For me, forgiveness means I'm choosing not to let her choice affect the rest of my life. It's also letting go of the hope that the past could have been different and making peace with the reality I was given. Not for her, but for me. So when all is said and done, I'm just trying to make sense of something I've carried around for a long time and sharing my experience in case someone out there is carrying the same pain. And if any of this resonates with you, you aren't alone. Some relationships end long before death. Some wounds never get the closure we hope for. But that doesn't mean your story ends in brokenness. You can still build something beautiful with the pieces you have left. And if you've ever been estranged, misunderstood, cut off, or left out by someone who was supposed to love you, none of this makes you unlovable. Thank you for listening, truly. And if you've made it this far, then you're definitely a part of this pack. And you probably should hit subscribe. Please like and share, not just to help the channel, but because someone out there needs to hear they're not alone. As always, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you next time with, I promise, something a little more upbeat. Bye.